everyone should come up spiritually strong, because one who is spiritually strong can face anything in life. We are working with the soft lives, real lives. We are transforming them.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya. I bring to you another insightful episode on Great Principles. Aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but the bumblebee doesn't know this and she continues to fly and goes on to fly anyway. I have this blazing question every time I hear the words you, he, she, or you can't just do this. How many times have we demoralized and stigmatized someone for their ability to do things differently or progress at different pace than ours? And I strongly believe that we missed out on a bit of education on ourselves. We didn't learn to be sensitive and supportive, and this must change. Today, in conversation with me, is joining a lady who deems children should be taught to be physically and emotionally stable and have the capability of supporting each other and motivating them too. Looking at our children who are tech savvy and connected globally, the rising gen can be the change maker in world peace and progress. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Prgya Upadhyay, Principal St. Anne's School, Dehradun. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. It's an honor to have you on our platform.
Yeah, thank you, Seema ji. And it's a wonderful beginning and quite a wonderful introduction here. The way you have started, very rejuvenating and very enriching, I must say. So, I'm really glad that I'm a part of the platform today, and would love to share my experiences with you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm sure that my viewers are going to be very happy with the insights that they are going to gain now. So let us begin where this all started. The once upon a time, a little girl was highly influenced by her teachers, and this inspired her to become an educator. This girl has transformed into a learning woman sitting right before me. It surely was a lot of hard work and sheer dedication, ma'am, that you must have put in to be at the position you are there today. So how do you help your student to transform their lives for better?
Yeah, I would say that our own experiences, our own life experiences always teach us that how should we go about in our life. This is, I think it happens in everyone's life. So if I talk about my personal journey, then I would say that I got married at a very early age when I was doing graduation. So that ways, I would say that graduation, post graduation, B.Ed, then other degrees as well. So, of course, it was a struggling period with everything. I mean, managing the family, managing the studies, higher education, and then thinking of how to go about further in life, and trying to make up the career as well, where everyone tries to eventually in one's life. So, of course, I would say that when we are pointing towards the success or the top lift of any peak, any mountain, then we always know that half of the iceberg is below the sea surface as well. So I would say that the personal life has been like that, and then of course, gradually uh, reached up to the level that I could start my career with one of the schools of DAV management committee. So my first job was there, and then eventually I moved into Delhi public schools. There I taught for a few years, and then they shaped me. I would say the culture, the pattern, the working pattern, everything. And I should say that even I have that knack of picking up, of grabbing up, learning, an ardent learner. So I kept learning, and this is how, like, this is the journey, and I have reached to this level of being the principal, of course. And as far as my students are concerned, I would always say that ups and downs always come in our life, but one should be again very, very strong and balanced from within. Because of any individual who is strong from within, balanced from within, can pick up any hardship, can overcome any struggle in the life, and will may fall down for a while, but again will gather the strength on its own and will get up and move ahead. So this is how I think I want all Indians to be like that, so that all citizens of other countries should look upon India as a country of benchmark, as a strong country, that yes, we need to be like that. So I wish that someday our students, our coming generation, everyone should come up spiritually strong, because one who is spiritually strong can face anything in life.
Wonderful, ma'am. You know, we both resonate with one philosophy. Even I believe in one thing, and my favorite quote is of Jackie Chan, which says that life will knock you down several times. It's up to you whether you want to get up and make a comeback or not. So, you know, it's always up to us. So, this is what ma'am is looking forward to teach her students also. Life will knock you guys every time. It will. It is the harsh reality of life. But do we always want to see the harsh side? Life has the splendid, beautiful side too. So it's up to us. And this is what ma'am is trying to convey her message here. So wonderful thought, ma'am. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for sharing this with us. Now, going ahead in a conversation, ma'am, you know, an inspiration leads you to do something. And beside that, that inspiration, we need a lot of support of our team, support of the members whom we can count upon, whom we can share the responsibilities. So, how do you guide and coach your teachers to be adept and effective at their core job?
Right. See, of course, it's not a one man army, and we need to be in a leadership, in a teamship, and we have to get together to work upon anything. So, when we talk about any school, any organization, then it's all about teachers and students. And after that comes the principal and the management. I always take like this, because if teachers are good, the students will be good. If teachers are not qualitative, I believe they are not going to give anything to the students as well. So, of course, this teamship has to be very strong. And when we talk about how to motivate them, and how to make them lead their students in the same direction, I would always say that I talk about the karma therapy. And why I talk about the karma therapy, whenever I'm in a meeting with them, or I have to make any individual, any teacher realize where one has gone wrong. Why? Because see, we are a mixture of right and wrong. It is a human tendency, we may do wrong, but sometimes it happens that sometimes we do it deliberately also, because it's a human nature. So as to compete, so as to excel in life, one is trying to cut someone's line or rub someone's line so as to excel oneself. So in this case, I always talk about the karma therapy, that whatever you will sow, you are going to reap it in some phase of your life, definitely. So this is how it should not happen, that it is only when we are living in our homes or in our life we think about it. Even professional life is also the part of the karma life only. So as Krishna says in Mahabharat, that कर्मण्य वाधिकारस्ते माँ फलेषु कदाचन. तो वही चीज आती है कि जो हम बोते हैं वही काटते हैं. और एक चीज, सबसे बड़ी चीज ये होती है कि जब हम अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए आगे आए हैं, because we are transforming lives, we are not dealing with any machine. So teachers have to be so skillful, so empathetic, and so kind, so generous, that the same thing goes and infuses and imbibes in the students as well. We are not those working in the corporate sectors who are every time sitting before the computer screen. No, I mean, they're just working with the software, but we are working with the soft lives, real lives. We are transforming them. So, I mean, that is again so crucial, such an important job, I would say. So, this is, I mean, This is how I think emotionally, spiritually, I get connected with them and try to make them realize that what exactly we are doing. So it is not only about a teaching profession, being a teacher. A teacher is something much, much more than a mother, more than a father. So I believe, so this is how I make my teacher realize what is the actual function of a teacher and how a teacher transforms the lives, because every karma echoes and reflects maybe through your students. So we have to be very, very careful, and we have to be very ideal in our role. Why? Because the students many times they copy you. They try to wear the sari the way you are looking, the way your haircut is, and then even parents come and tell you in the PTMs that ma'am, she was trying to wear the sari like you. So most of the times it has happened with me as well. So I mean, so this is how it is. Children are with soft hearts, with pure hearts. So they just follow whatever they are seeing. So
Yeah.
let us show them something good, something remarkable, so that they follow it as I have followed my teachers, and I tried to be a teacher and I became a teacher.
Wonderful, ma'am. Today, I think we got to know something very different, that apart from academics or counseling, there is something called emotional connect, that you need to connect with your student spiritually. And I think that is the reason that in our, in our granths and all, we are said that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Because Guru is someone who has been, taken as equal to God. And for children, they are observer. They observe what a teacher is like, and whatever she does automatically get inculcates in the child itself. So very beautiful thought here, that guide your teacher to be connected with the student, create that eternal bond with them, and see the transformation happening. So wonderfully
Yeah.
explained,
So
this.
even today I remember few lines by my Hindi teacher. I remember when she wrote for me, प्रज्ञा अपनी प्रज्ञा पर रखो तुम विश्वास, पाओगी नित सफलता जो करोगी सतत प्रयास. So I very well remember that these lines were written by her in standard 8, when I was in standard 8. So I mean, it has been so many years, a decade has gone. So uh, so this is what I mean. I would just pass on the message to my teachers wherever they are, and when they are teaching these students, just teach them with all your love, with all your heart. Why? Because the students carry that for their lifelong, and they will definitely come back to you one day and will tell you that this is how you have shaped me.
Oh, and you never know which incident or which statement of yours impacted the child so much that his life changed. So yes,
Exactly.
this certainly stands true, and teachers shares a very huge responsibility. They have huge impact on a child's life, on his future too. So it is very important, and they are actually playing a very, very crucial role. And our teachers, they are unsung heroes always. They are doing their best 24/7. So great to know this,
Definitely.
ma'am. Going ahead in our conversation, ma'am, every small progress is a victory and reward to assure us that we are moving in the right direction. So, there are many awards, many recognition that has been bestowed on everyone, and I'm sure there are so many in your list too. But I would like to know from you, which is your moment of recognition as an educator?
I would say whenever my students come back to me and they try to have that faith, and that ma'am has faith in me. So, and the moment they want that, yes, she believes in me, I think that is a moment of recognition. because because when a child is coming to you, that itself shows that the child is also having that faith and that belief in you. And that is why in the whole building, in the whole school building, when a child comes back to the principal's office and wants to share something with you, that is a part of recognition that yes, even any child in any class is recognizing that I should go to ma'am and share something with her, because she knows, she has that understanding that she can solve my problem or something. So that is one part of recognition, of course. And then if I talk about the year 2020, of course it has been a pandemic year, a corona year. But to me, and I'm sure to many, it has been an era of recognition as well. Why? Because We got the opportunity to be in many forums on many platforms, and even I could share the platforms as a speakers at like various organizations. For example, like effective I spoke on effective and conscious parenting. It was organized by Early Childhood Development Forum. And then there is Career Beacon, again one of the renowned launches. So they organized whether soft skills should be there on the curriculum or not. So then bouncing back, the resilience power, it was organized by Notebook. I mean, there were many more. I'm just naming few. So that has given again a recognition to many leaders like me, who could speak and who could come forward and voice their views, which were all hidden till now. So I would say that it has been a boon for many leaders. So the same way for me as well.
Certainly, ma'am. I totally agree to this that for a teacher, there can't be a bigger recognition than the children themselves coming back and sharing their journey and saying that it's because of you that I'm here. So, yes, a wonderful thought there. And I do agree that pandemic did open many doors. It brought the world closer. And today, being at our place, we are connecting with so many people at different forums. So that's certainly a very wonderful opportunity for all of us. So yes, when you look for, there is always an opportunity even in the challenging situation. So that again requires that technique, that skill, and that is what we need to develop in our children, connecting again with your earlier answer, that there is an opportunity in every challenge.
Exactly.
So going ahead now in our conversation, so as school leaders, especially in educational sector, we are under a lot of scrutiny. Parents entrust you with their precious, most precious asset of life, that is their children. And there is everything going on, so many policies, so many frameworks, so many regulations, something or the other keeps coming in. And there are at times which don't go as we plan. There are some rough times also. So at during these times, name an educationist you look up for advice and support.
Well, there have been a few leaders. I would name here Mr. Sanjay Verma. He's the principal at DPS Jamnagar. Then Mr. Dharmendra Rawat, he is the retired principal, but is still working as a principal in one of the schools in Saharanpur. Then, of course, Mrs. Surjit Khanna, she is the principal of DPS Greater Faridabad. So, I mean, I would say she is an angel because very patient listener, and she would give you all advices with all warmth, with all affection, putting herself into the same situation. So I think anytime and every time, whenever I find myself, sometimes you are in a dilemma, what to do, or you are not able to think yourself how to get out of it. So I think she has always been the harbinger and the guiding star in my life.
Great, ma'am. It's we feel so fortunate when someone who is in our same field, who understand what we go through, is there to inspire us and support us. There is nothing like that. That is our biggest strength that a person can have.
Definitely, definitely. And I'm very blessed that I have a few leaders around me who are always there, just a call away.
Certainly. Wonderful, ma'am. So on this note, we move to the very interesting segment of the show. This is called rapid fire round. Here you have to answer in one word or maximum a statement. Right? So here goes the first question. You spend your recreational time indulging in activities like?
Like singing, dancing, and sometimes cooking.
All right. Tell us about a funny or a weird incident in your life.
Funny. Okay. Uh, it is funny also, and it was because I wanted to help out someone. So, like, I saw a person who was not having the chappals. So I gave my chappal to that person because I just wanted to, because I couldn't see him like that barefooted. So I just gave, and then I started walking, and then it is when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, or maybe 10 years old. So, and I was like, I used to be very afraid of dogs also. So when I'm walking, so then I saw a dog was behind me, and then I started running also, that barefoot foot I was running. So I mean, that was something I was like enjoying as well, and it was something funny also for me to run like that, and a dog is behind. But then I realized that I need to stop, because then only the dog will stop. So this is how I recollected and learned also, that when you stop, then the dog stops. so so I would say this is something which I can recall at this moment. There may be many others. Yeah.
Great. So, an interesting incident to listen and something which made you learn also wonderful. So, now coming back to our questions, name the last dish you cooked.
Often I cook paneer, so I would say the shahi paneer or masala paneer is something which, or maybe paneer sandwiches, which I cooked last.
All right. If not an educator, you would have been a
Doctor.
doctor. Wow, wonderful. Singing and dancing are rejuvenating to mind, body, and soul. True or false?
Yes, very, very true. Very, very true. Very rejuvenating.
Would you sing your favorite song to us? Just a line.
Okay. जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा, ओ हम नवा.
Beautiful. Wonderful. It was so good to know you in this segment. We truly enjoyed here knowing some fun facts about ma'am. So now this brings to me to the last question of the show, which is called Viewers' Choice Question. Our viewers keep sending us many questions, and this is the one which we have picked for you. We have this regular feedback that school leaders are not approachable. There are too many obstacles in parents' voice reaching the management. Students are not involved in holistic learning in school. So my question here is, should school heads and management have an open door policy at work?
Of course, open door policy is must, but of course, I mean, following a defined decorum. Open door policy doesn't mean that you open it like for anyone and everyone. It's not that. But yes, it has to be open with a defined decorum. Means you can have some parent teacher association, we can have some student association, so that they are the representatives who are meeting from time to time and sharing the concern wherever they are finding something wrong or right, or they want appreciation, or they want some improvement. So that should always be there. Because if I talk about myself, for me, the parents and the student is like, customer care. Because without them, you are nothing.
Right.
The school building is zero. It is just it can be a banquet hall even without the students. So that is why your parents and the students are the customer care kind of very important, very crucial part and parcel for any school organization. So yes, listening them attentively, very patiently is important. Of course, not like any time or any way, not like that. Of course, in a decorum, and it has to be like defined in associations, so that their concerns are voiced openly, and then they are solved also openly, so that that gives the encouragement and gives a good point of view, and a good message to the people around in the vicinity as well, that yes, here they are listened, and this is how they grow. Because listening is such a skill which helps in the growth, internal growth of the student. So it is very important. And for us, every individual, every student is important. It's not like that the student is a topper, then only we will listen, or the student is very good at sports, then only we will listen. For us, even A failing student is also important. Why? Because a life is there. Every life is important. And this is how, because every individual has got a unique set of skills. It is just we need to tap upon what skill one might be having. So we need to listen to everyone. It should not be like any voice unheard. Never.
Certainly, ma'am.
And of course, many would say that if we will keep like this listening, then when we are going to do our other works, then. So see, again, I'm focusing on the same thing. A decorum, a defined decorum, a kind of association is required, and with that everything is possible. So where there is a will, there is a way.
And I think this defined decorum is a solution, because
Yeah,
people aren't aware actually what all the responsibility or principal shoulders. He is not only the face of the school. In fact, he is responsible for everything. If the school is
everything.
doing best, he is responsible, and if the child fails, if the school is not producing results, he is only responsible. So
Yeah, yeah,
this is where many parents fail to understand this, that he is not just a person sitting in the cabin and waiting for you to come. It's not like that. So ma'am gave a very wonderful solution here, which can be helpful to each community. Like students can have a student representative, parents can have a parents representative, and they can, all voices can be heard. So very thoughtful, and something practically which can be practically applied kind of a solution ma'am is given here. So this is something workable, I feel. Many a times people say, no, no, I'm very approachable, I'm always available, which actually is not possible.
yeah, it is not possible, I know. So that is why I said that a defined time, a defined decorum, a few associations are always must for any organization, so that we can go through a proper channel.
Certainly. So great, ma'am. We had some amazing insights from you, and I'm sure my viewers are going to find this session absolutely insightful. So thank you so much for your time with us, and we feel blessed to have an opportunity to interact with you.
Thank you, Seema ji. Thank you so much. And you have been so lively.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.